Hello, welcome back to another interesting video. Today's video is from Turning Point. It's titled Candace Owens Goes Off on Unhinged Liberal. Are all police officers racist? I don't think police officers should be racist. You are called to duty. Your duty is to protect the citizen or protect the people. You shouldn't be racist or okay, these people, I'll protect these people and not do this for these people and all of those things. Your job is to, protect the people of the society. Anyway, today's video is going to give us an insight. It's a very short one, by the way, but it's going to give us an insight on what this video is actually talking about. Are all police officers racist? Today's video is from Turning Point. Before we get into it, let's introduce ourselves. My name is Ogechi. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello. Do what? Click on the red subscribe button, like the video, drop your comments. I'll be dropping my thoughts and my comments after this video, right? So it's important you watch to the end so you can hear my opinion and my thoughts, and I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section. So please do well to drop your comments, your thoughts about this particular conversation. I think when it comes to racism, people have a lot of things to say, especially the black community or among the whites. So let's drop our thoughts on what we think about this video. Let's get straight into it.
So I'm glad you mentioned black officers back there. Yeah. And when we talk about institutional racism, we're talking about the entire system as a whole. We don't say fuck white police. We say fuck the police, because the entire system, it's the entire system that is racist. Me personally, while I'm driving as a black woman in a Mercedes, I was pulled over. Driving while black, have you ever heard of it?
I've heard of driving while
black.
And
it happens. It's happened to
sometimes.
all of my brothers. It's happened to my father. It's happened to my uncles. This is a system of racism. Dude, I get pulled over too. Bro, I'm not about to do this with you. And you know what? I'm not even asking a question, because I'm not down to sit here and sing Kumbaya and hold hands and talk about what we can change, because we've been telling you guys, if you have to ask us what our problem is, it's no point. It's no point.
I'm going to say it again.
I'm
going to say it again, and it's the exact same thing I said earlier. I refuse to take a black person seriously that wants to talk to me about the 0.00004% of black people, unarmed black people, that are shot by police officers, and does not want to have a conversation with me about the 17 million black babies that were aborted. No. What you guys are boycotting, you're focused on things that are not negatively. More black people were got struck by lightning in 2016 than shot by police. More police officers were shot by black people than the other way around. So what it comes down to is this is a lot of emotion and there's no fact. That's what it comes down to. There's no fact.
It is fitting that you came up here with a Malcolm X book, because you articulated exactly the opposite of some of the stuff he said. But also, you're right. Thank you. Yeah, flick me off. That's tolerant. It works. You're right. You don't want kumbaya. This is why the left must be obliterated in America, because they don't want to agree with us.
I think one of the problem, or one of the issues here, before we dive into the conversation, I think one of the issues here is a lot of these young people, when they come out to ask questions or when they are having a conversation, they're usually very rude about it. They don't come with facts. Some of them do come with facts. They don't come with facts. They're not coming to ask. They're not coming to debate. They're coming to just say things the way they feel and the way they see things, right? I remember the story of the girl I reacted to, where she went to a court and she was threatening the judge, threatening the people, saying she will kill and murder them. I get it. You're angry. You're trying to state your opinion. You're an activist and all of those things. But you don't have to be rude. You don't have to threaten. You have to just say whatever you want to say without being rude or threatening anybody. Now, this situation where she was saying black people, the police are racist, I don't think, well, probably, of course, definitely, she would have had one or two encounters. She said not just her, but her brothers, and her brothers herself, have encountered police being racist to her and to her family members and to people that she knows. She obviously, definitely has a point, right? she obviously has a point. But, you know, Candace was saying that if you do not have facts, you know, if you do not have facts, you know, she also mentioned situations where white people were being shot by the black community, saying things that the black community have also done. You know, I remember that we talked about this in one of our videos where we were saying that the black community needs to take accountability. Now, I'm not trying to shut down what the girl said or what she said about the police. I'm just trying to say that when we act normally, right, we'll be treated fairly. But I'm not trying to say, oh, she doesn't have a fact, or it hasn't happened to her. Even Candace was saying that, you know, out of, you know, maybe a billion or dozens, maybe it's just a 0.4, like a very small percentage that it happens to. But according to the girl, like, it happens often. I remember when the police brutality conversation or situation happened in my country, Nigeria. A lot of elderly, rich people did not believe, right? They were like, I had a conversation with someone where I was telling the person that it happens. You could be driving on the road because you're a young person and because you have a lot of things. You're driving a good car as a young person in Nigeria, where I come from, right? As a young person, once you're driving a good car, you have a good job, you have a house. You're not allowed to, because they feel like when you are that age, you shouldn't be. You probably must have been doing fraudulent things to earn those things. Do you get? And when I was having that conversation with a rich elderly person, when I say elderly, about 50, in his 50s or early 60s, he was like, it's not possible. A police cannot just stop. And I'm like, it happens. It happens. They stop you. They rob you. A lot of these police people, they rob you. And they even threaten to kill you if you don't sort them out. A lot of people have come out to talk about police brutality. How can you not say that you're seeing these things? It happens. Doesn't mean that because it hasn't happened to you, doesn't mean that it doesn't happen at all. Right? So I remember the time, you know, a lot of young people came out to protest against police brutality. And we still had a lot of people saying that these things do not happen. So I'm not trying to rule out what Candace is trying to say or what the girl is trying to say, right? Anyway, let me know your thoughts about this. If you're in America, and you know, what do you think about police officers being racist? I personally do not believe or do not think that a police officer is racist or is trained that way. They are not supposed to be racist. But I've heard of stories where police people or police officers actually shoot down black people, where we've heard stories or we've seen situations like that. But I don't think it is right, even in our country where we have police officers trying to protect people, where they are supposed to protect people, but they don't do that. They do the opposite of protecting people. A situation happened very recently around my environment, around my neighborhood, right? There's been fuel scarcity in my country for some time, and you know, so when you go to filling stations, you see a very long queue. Some people want to buy and all of those things, and there's a station whereby a police officer who also came to buy fuel like every other person, you know, shot down this young man, which is very wrong. No matter how whatever the situation may be, because you have a gun doesn't give you an advantage. How can you shoot down a young person? And see, stories like that come up every other day. Every day we see stories like that. So police brutality, or now this conversation is, are all police officers racist? I don't think they should be. They shouldn't be. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, your comments on what you think about this particular conversation. Let's know what you think. If you're a black person in America or overseas, what are your thoughts, your opinions? What do you think about this particular conversation? Charlie Kirk was also there, right? He gave his own opinion too. Of course, he agrees with Candace, right? But I would love to know your thoughts on what you think about this. Let's get this conversation started or continued in the comment section. Do not forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye bye.